Hello everyone! Today I invite you to travel to South America, specifically to the Amazon River Basin. Thousands of piranhas capable of devouring a cow, anacondas slithering around the riverbed, reaching lengths of up to 30 feet, and along the steep banks, jaguars prowl, scouting for potential prey. Cozy spot, isn't it? And our hero found his place within this close-knit group. You are watching the Animal Time channel. Today we're going to see the giant otter in action. Please hit the like button if you enjoy this series. Let's get started. In addition to the giant otter, also known as the Brazilian otter, the otter subfamily comprises a total of 12 species. This group includes sea otters, or caimans, which are the heaviest of the lot, reaching weights of up to 99 pounds. There are ordinary otters, smooth-coated ones, American ones, and even clawless ones. One species of the latter lives in Africa. But our subjects here are arguably the most fascinating members of the family. After all, not only do they manage to survive in the Amazon, but they also strike terror into all their harmless neighbors. Just imagine a family of honey badgers that decided for some reason to take up residence in a river. That is essentially what Brazilian otters are. Incidentally, they inhabit not only Brazil, but also Ecuador, Paraguay, Colombia, Peru, Venezuela, and Guyana. It is not without reason that they're called giant. These river-dwelling honey badgers can grow up to 6 to 7 feet in length and weigh as much as 66 pounds. The tail accounts for a third of the otter's total length, reaching up to 27.5 inches. It also provides excellent underwater acceleration. A family of otters is essentially an organized crime gang that strikes fear into all the river's inhabitants. Knowing that the best defense is a good offense, they attack anyone who crosses their path. This behavior has earned them a fearsome reputation in the Amazon, and few dare to challenge them. After all, who else would have the audacity to lie on the sand and roll around right next to caimans? The gang is led by the mother. She's the one who guides the group, whether they're hunting or defending themselves against predators. The father of the family usually acts as a guardian. He patrols the territory, marks it, and warns his relatives of any danger. Other adult family members typically assist him in this task. Like all members of the weasel family, otters are quite smelly creatures. They possess anal glands used to mark the boundaries of their territory. Despite their difficult temperaments, otters dislike interfamily conflict. They try to avoid trespassing on others' territory and steer clear of fights. At the same time, otters are highly sociable and constantly communicate with one another. Even when hunting, they use their calls to coordinate the actions of the entire group. No otter strays so far from the pack that it can no longer be heard. With this level of coordination, two-way radios aren't needed. In addition to her role as the gang leader, the mother also manages to give birth to offspring twice a year and recruit them into the gang. No one else can do this, as all the family members are blood siblings. A litter typically consists of 1 to 5 pups. They aren't coddled. Within a few months, they're already learning to pull their weight by foraging for food. Admittedly, catching swift fish isn't easy for them, unlike the adults who make it look effortless. When the young reach 2 or 3 years of age, they may leave the family to form their own gang of troublemakers. However, if they fail to assemble their own crew, the family will happily welcome the prodigal son or daughter back. For their size, giant otters are quite lean, yet they love to eat. They consume up to 20% of their body weight daily. That is why, as soon as they wake up, they head out to hunt the river's inhabitants. Snakes, caimans, small rodents on the bank, bird nests, it makes no difference, as long as it's edible. But their main and favorite dish is fish. Otters are superb swimmers and can easily overtake even the fastest fish underwater. They propel themselves using their hind legs and tails, while using their front paws primarily for steering. which makes the otter highly maneuverable in the water. What's more, the whole gang hunts together, attacking fish from multiple directions. Sometimes they get so carried away with fishing that they catch far more than they need and end up struggling to swallow it all. And once they've had their fill, they can warm up on the shore and roll around in the sand. And of course, one of their favorite pastimes is grooming each other. And another thing, giant otters don't just have paws, they have little hands. They have webbed fingers and claws, sure, but they are truly like little hands. An otter will hold a fish in those hands while it eats. By the way, they aren't greedy at all, and readily share their catch with other family members. It's no surprise that with a temperament like that, they don't get along peacefully with many others. It's high time to see what giant otters are capable of in action. The black caiman is a formidable predator that grows up to 6.5 feet in length. It has lightning-fast reflexes and can pose a real threat to the otter family, especially the young ones. On their way home, the otters encountered a caiman lying in wait in the shallows. Even though it was twice their size, the otters didn't back down. Without hesitation, they attacked the enemy while calling out loudly. It took the caiman only a few seconds to realize this gang was not to be trifled with. It scrambled onto the bank in a flash and hid in the forest undergrowth. Even if a crocodile is swimming in the middle of the river, the otters will inevitably go after it. Take this instance. An unsuspecting caiman is swimming peacefully, bothering no one. But then, an otter's head pops out of the water for a split second. Now there are two heads. Here we go. The caiman clearly didn't expect an attack like this. He tries to escape, but the otters attack him again. Only upon reaching the shore did the caiman feel safe, while the otters calmly swam on. Once again, a reptile had wandered into someone else's territory. That is something the otters never forgive. The gang immediately springs into action, rearing high out of the water to size up the uninvited guest. Now, all that remains is to carefully surround the caiman and attack. The caiman evidently realized who he was dealing with as he shot toward the safety of the shore like a torpedo, moving as fast as he could. But even on the bank, there is no escaping a gang like this. While patrolling the area, the otter spotted a small caiman basking in the sun. As usual, the rowdy bunch moved in to see who was being so bold. They circled the reptile, but the caiman didn't react at all. This took the otters by surprise, and they stepped aside to confer. A second attempt to provoke a reaction was more successful, and the crocodilian reluctantly slipped into the water. But not all caimans are so cooperative. Some fight to the bitter end. Here, the otters found a caiman and a battle ensued. They attacked from all sides, including from underwater. But the caiman was in no rush to leave. The family attacks relentlessly, and the struggle gradually shifts into the undergrowth. The head of the defeated crocodile is already coming into view. The otters have won, but they lost two of their own in the battle. In general, otters attack almost anything that moves, and this snapping turtle was no exception. It was unlucky enough to end up near a steep bank that a turtle simply couldn't climb. It is easy prey for an otter. Even a tough shell offers no protection. The otter easily flips the turtle over, exposing its vulnerable spots. Now the prey can be dragged into the bushes to be eaten at leisure. You can even come back the next day for seconds. But another large and dangerous predator roams the South American jungle. It can easily catch a large caiman, let alone the river's smaller inhabitants. It also likes to pounce unexpectedly from above, has absolutely no fear of water, and is an excellent swimmer. This is the jaguar, and its path often crosses with that of the otters. After all, it usually prowls right along the water's edge, scanning for prey, and might accidentally stumble upon the giant otter's den. In such encounters, you have to show who's boss right away, which is exactly what the otters did, driving the predator into the bushes. Only when the danger had passed did the jaguar emerge from its hiding place. Jaguars often climb onto trees that have fallen into the water to stalk a young caiman. But this hunter was out of luck. Instead of a crocodile, otters swam right up to him. Naturally, they wouldn't stand for such audacity and launched an attack, shrieking all the while. Just listen to those sounds. With these creatures, even a lone individual is a force to be reckoned with. Here, a single giant otter, by its mere presence, drove 2 jaguars off the tree. They clearly knew what kind of animal they were dealing with and decided it was best to leave peacefully. Sometimes, however, jaguars do choose to fight. But that is when the otters use their sharp teeth, which can inflict painful wounds on an opponent. While the adults can easily defend themselves, the younger family members are more vulnerable. They try to stay close to the older ones, but they don't always succeed. In this instance, a female jaguar managed to attack an otter pup and seize it. However, the family instantly attacked the cat, and she dropped her prey as she fled. The jaguar does not leave, hoping to secure her meal, but an otter grabs the pup and retreats into the water. The pup died in the struggle. Otters do not fear even massive predators like anacondas. For instance, an anaconda could swallow an otter whole, yet the otter shows no fear and approaches very closely. Quick reflexes help avoid a snake bite, though an otter cannot handle such an adversary alone. However, they easily catch and eat smaller snakes. Even unwary monkeys can fall prey to them if they venture too close to the water. And in such a situation, nothing can save them. Giant otters coexist peacefully with humans and generally show no aggression, but they will never tolerate intruders in their territory. And here too, an otter suddenly swam up, making its displeasure obvious. But the young man quickly got the message. The moment the otter turned away, he hopped off the log that didn't belong to him. That's all for now. I hope you enjoyed learning about this relative of the honey badger. If so, don't forget to rate this video. Let me know in the comments who I should cover next time. Subscribe to the channel and make sure to turn on notifications. I'll say goodbye for now, but not for long. Bye!